Your voice is like a musical instrument. You need to learn how to use your voice correctly in order to communicate the right message with the proper intention. This video is about how to use your voice to be persuasive with anyone. I want to share with you some simple exercises to improve your voice and explain the most important expressive elements that you need to master if you want to develop a persuasive voice. Let's start with the basics you absolutely need to know. Your voice represents a unique sound and no one in the entire world has your same voice. This is why you should absolutely understand how to use it correctly to communicate the right emotions to your audience. There is no good or bad voice, but what's important is whether you properly use your voice or not. I want you to remember that 38% of the efficacy of our communication is paraverbal communication. How you say what you say. And if you want to be a great communicator, you absolutely need to train your voice to improve your communication skills. Before sharing this knowledge, I suggest you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn the notification on to be notified every time I upload a new daily video. If you like this type of content, tap on the like button as well. Thank you. Let's start by understanding the expressive elements of your voice. You need to know what you can vary in order to spread the right message to your audience. First of all, your tone, the timbre of your voice. It can be high, medium, low. Let me give you an example by reading this simple sentence with different tones. May I have a coffee, please? High tone. May I have a coffee, please? I'm exaggerating a little for training purposes, obviously. Medium tone, that is my voice now. May I have a coffee, please? Low tone. May I have a coffee, please? Okay, I don't have a very low tone, but you understood for sure the concept I want you to be aware of. Now that you are aware of the first expressive element, I suggest you change the tone of your voice based on the pictures, feelings, emotions, thoughts you want to convey to your audience. Once again, it all depends on the message you want to spread. In my personal opinion, in an ideal speech, you should vary the tone of your voice to create a dynamic speech. It is the same concept as playing a musical instrument. I'm a drummer and I can't imagine myself playing drums with the same tone during the entire song. It's very dual. Let's switch to the second expressive element, the volume of your voice, the sound's intensity. You can change the volume of your voice by breathing with the diaphragm, and in the next few minutes I'll explain how diaphragmatic breathing works by doing some simple exercise. In other words, the more air goes out from your mouth, the more your voice volume increases. This is why you need to understand how to use your breathing properly. One of the most common mistakes I made in the past, when my vocal coach taught me these concepts, I confused the volume with the tone. Once again, the tone of your voice doesn't depend on the amount of air that goes out from your mouth. Let me give an example by reading this simple sentence with different volumes. May I have a coffee, please? Low volume. May I have a coffee, please? There is few air that goes out from my mouth. Medium volume. May I have a coffee, please? High volume. May I have a coffee, please? The amount of air I used increased. Very good. It's amazing to learn how to modulate your voice to spread a great message. Third expressive element, tempo, the speed you use to pronounce the words. It's very easy to understand. I can read this sentence very fast, or I can read this sentence in a normal way. Imagine having a conversation with someone by using the same tempo for the entire conversation. It's very hard to imagine because it's unnatural. Fourth expressive element, the rhythm. how to use the pauses correctly to highlight some parts of your speech based on the message you want to convey to your audience. Rhythm is fascinating and it is a pure expression of freedom. Now, let's do a brief recap of the 4 expressive elements of your voice. Number 1, the timbre. Number 2, the volume. Number 3, tempo. Number 4, rhythm. The trick to having persuasive communication is to mix the expressive elements up. It takes practice, especially at the beginning, but it is worth it. Now, to properly use your voice, you need to know how to breathe correctly. Indeed, your vocal cords can emit a sound, your voice, because air goes out of your mouth. Otherwise, it would be impossible to have your voice. Breathing consists of inhalation and exhalation. During the inhalation phase, you bring air to your lungs. During the exhalation phase, you emit air throughout the nose and the mouth. As human beings, we are used to breathing by using our chest, but it is the wrong mode. Indeed, I want to teach you diaphragmatic breathing, which is abdominal breathing. It allows you to manage 7 times more of the amount of air compared with chest breathing. Learn to inhale with the nose because the larynx and vocal cords are moistened. Now, let's do an exercise together to train diaphragmatic breathing. Stand up and relax yourself. Assume a centered posture. Look in front of you. Your chin must be parallel to the ground. Inhale with the nose and put your hand on your stomach to verify that it expands its dimensions when you inhale. On the flip side, when you exhale, your stomach has to re-enter to put out all the air you have inhaled. Put the air outside from your mouth in a steady way, slowly, without urgency. Now, let's do it. You can do the same exercise with different consonants, for example, M, N, L, R, S. Let's do it with the M, for instance. Inhale. It's boring at the beginning, but once you have mastered this ability to do this exercise, it will help you a lot with your voice, believe me. Now, let's do the same exercise with the consonant R. Great job. I want to share with you a phenomenal exercise to do with a pen to train your voice before recording a video, audio, or doing a live speech. It's a fantastic exercise that lets you open your mouth to pronounce the words easily in order to be understood by your audience. You need to be aware that if you don't open your mouth enough, you can't speak clearly. Let's do this exercise together because it's easier to understand. Put the pen between your feet and then read something you want for a minute. The goal is simple. You have to make some effort to speak with the pen or the pencil, and then you will be able to communicate clearly and efficiently. Let's do this exercise. I'm going to read a text with the pencil in my mouth. Let's do it. Effective verbal communication depends not only on what you say, but how you say it. The content of what you say will be lost on the audience with a dull, monotonic presentation. Now, I'm going to read the same text without the pen in my mouth. It's very easy and your voice and words are clearer and easier to understand. Effective verbal communication depends not only on what you say, but how you say it. The content of what you say will be lost on the audience with a dual, monotonic presentation. And that's it. If you find the information I shared valuable, or if you think this information can help other people, feel free to share the video with anyone you want. It's a pleasure for me, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and turn the notification on to be notified every time I upload a new daily video. If you like this type of content, tap on the like button as well. Let me know your point of view by leaving a comment below. Keep in touch in the next episode.